Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so if that sounds like your thing, make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not going to see here on YouTube. So I've had a few things done. Just a few. Today I want to talk about my experience with Botox and fillers. If you've been following me for a while, you know that sometimes I get a filler in my nose. This is just to kind of plump out that bridge between my nose and my forehead, you know, that little dip? Nose gap? I don't know. My nose is something that I've not really been fond of my whole life. I've never really felt like it fit on my face properly. I like it from one angle, I hate it from the other angle. It's something that I've always wanted to have done, but I've always stick with fillers rather than getting a permanent nose job for that exact reason, because it isn't permanent. But now I'm in my 30s, I've always been a little bit more curious about other fillers, Botox, how it all actually works. And fillers and Botox have kind of become a trend within the younger generation. It used to just be like an older generation thing, but a lot of people are getting it done younger and younger. And whilst I have absolutely no problem with this whatsoever, because it's becoming so popular, more and more people are doing it. And when it comes to needles going in your face, you have to be pretty careful with who you pick. And there is a possibility that if you go to the wrong person, there could be some complications. So when Dr. Kishan from the Lovely Clinic got in touch with me, actually much earlier on in the year, and offered me a few little tweaks here and there, I took this opportunity to have a sit down chat with him, get my head around the difference between Botox and fillers, what precautionary measures you should take, and to understand a bit more about his background and the Lovely Clinic's background. But before we get going, I have to say this video is not sponsored. They did, however, redo my face for free. So the Lovely Clinic is based in London. I will of course link all the details in the description box down below. I of course always get a little bit nervous before any kind of needle is going in my face. For you guys who have noticed, I used to have tunnels in my ear. I used to have quite a few piercings here and here. So I'm used to needles, but I still get a little bit nervous. The weeks leading up to my appointment, I spoke to Dr. Kishan over Instagram, but he just wanted to know what concerns I had, what little features I wanted tweaking on my face, if any. We knew that I wanted my nose done, but I kind of just wanted to put my trust in his hands. So I vlogged the day and I managed to get a quick Q&A in with Dr. Kishan as well, with a few of your questions about fillers and Botox. Okay, so today I'm going to the Lovely Clinic in London. We're doing everything today. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to have done. We've talked a little bit over Instagram. I've sent a few pictures. I just thought we'd take a look at my nose, really, like before and after. I don't know why I bothered trying to do a before and after video, because when I got to the clinic after our chat, Dr. Kishan actually took photos of my face from pretty much every like side angle and front angle. So we will of course be seeing them in a bit. And this is the thing, I'm 30 now. I've wanted a nose job, like a proper rhinoplasty, since I was maybe 15. My face has completely grown into my nose. I know that sounds a bit odd, but my nose did used to look a lot bigger within my face, so I always knew I had to wait until I wanted anything like a proper nose job. If I think I went for a full nose job at a young age, I think I'd probably regret it now. What I like about having fillers is it's temporary, but it lasts long enough at the same time, you know? So yeah, as I mentioned, I've never really wanted to dedicate fully to a full nose job. I don't know why. But I have to admit, now I've had this done and the way Dr. Kishan filled my nose, I kind of would get a nose job now. Okay, so hello, I am now here at the Lovely Clinic with Dr. Kishan.
Hi,
hello.
everyone. Hello.
So can we just explain what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, James looks really ridiculous at the moment.
We're done.
Yeah.
This is it.
This is work in progress. When I do treatments, I do like my patients to be really, really comfortable. Many patients will have a superb pain tolerance when we do injectable treatments. But because this is your first time, I thought, let's be nice to you, and we'll put this anaesthetic cream under occlusion so that we minimise the discomfort you might feel.
So I have a few questions for you. This is a mix of things I want to know, but also a few questions that some subscribers have asked. And we've been chatting a little bit beforehand, so I know the answer to a few of these. But, so what is the difference between filler and Botox, all the different terms that we have?
Both of these treatments that you've mentioned fall under the broad category of injectable, anti-aging or skin enhancing treatments. Right. Filler is a gel product which can do a number of things. It can either hydrate, so it can really moisturize the skin from the inside. It can revolumize areas of the face, such as the under eye area, the cheeks when people have been dieting, doing extreme dieting, for example, and they lose weight around here. or even the lips, which lose volume as well over the years. So we're guaranteed to lose facial volume as part of the natural facial aging process. These filler treatments can be used to restore that volume. As long as you're having your treatment done by a medical professional, and ideally a medical doctor, then the treatment can be melted out with a prescribed enzyme treatment, and that contributes to a lot of safety in this product. Botox is actually a brand name for a protein called botulinum toxin. So although I use the word toxin, it's actually just a protein. Botulinum protein has been used for at least the last 30 years routinely in medicine. So it's been used for spasticity in children with cerebral palsy, to release their muscles, for example. It was noticed that there was some reduction in the wrinkles that form as a result of excessive muscular contraction. In the last 2 decades, botulinum has been used extensively to reduce wrinkles in a cosmetic way. So it's not a filler, it's not a volumizer, it's something that actually relaxes the muscles, and providing it's done in a very sort of subtle way, it can look really, really natural.
Here's another thing I was asked, and actually I'm kind of curious about. How likely is it that things can then move around in your face?
Okay.
So is that a possible thing?
So filler is incredibly technique sensitive. So my advice to all of your viewers is really to seek out or search for someone who is appropriately qualified. By that I mean ideally a doctor who's got extensive experience in facial surgery or ear, nose and throat surgery or plastic surgery or even dermatology. These 4 specialities have got intimate experience of head and neck anatomy. And when you're putting filler into the skin, it needs to be in anatomical planes which will resist any movement or any shearing forces. When you have filler done initially, we ask patients to ideally sleep on their back or perhaps sleep with their face on their forehead, because that will prevent compression of the product. When we do it according to our technique, the filler doesn't move around, but it is susceptible to a bit of compression. However, the products that we use are quite well cross-linked, and they're optimally so that they even resist a little bit of compression overnight.
Skincare and active ingredients after and before, because I messaged you, didn't I? I was like, is there something I can't use? Like 24 hours, 48 hours before going into this and after as well? What's the deal there?
I would say, because the skin barrier is compromised, we're going to use injectables, so we're penetrating through the skin. I would prefer my patients not to have overly active products. In fact, I use antiseptic treatments afterwards, antiseptic lotion afterwards, to prevent any occurrence of infection, because that is one of the complications of having a medical injectable treatment.
Okay, cool. So speaking of complications, if you Google fillers, so much stuff comes up, so much scary stuff comes up, and one of the main ones that was interesting for me, and one thing I've been asked about a lot, is blindness. The internet makes it sound like with anything that if you have it done, 50-50 chance you're going to be blind. I didn't read that anyway, but it's like, you know, new nose procedures can lead to blindness. What is the likelihood of you going blind from having any facial procedures done?
So the risk is a lot less than 50-50. That's number one.
Don't believe Cosmo magazine.
I mean, I think with all of these things, have a really good consultation with someone who knows what they're talking about. And hopefully that your video will educate your viewers as well and sort of guide them to where to go. But the facial anatomy is really, really interesting. So we were talking about, I know it is quite grim, but the reason I put this up is that when we're doing injectable filler treatments, it's really important to know what's going on underneath the skin. And there's a lot of clockwork. What's relevant to your question is that the major blood supply to the face is arterial vessels, which approach from the facial artery, and then they cross across the face and eventually supply the eye with oxygenated blood. Even if you do a lip treatment or a facial filler treatment almost anywhere in the face, you could potentially block off the blood supply to the eye. And a product like facial filler, which is technically safe, can still be very, very dangerous in the wrong hands, or if it's carried out in such a way that it blocks off an artery. So what's paramount is to be treated by someone who understands facial anatomy to a good degree. And that's why I mentioned to you before about the type of practitioner you should select. And also someone who's got the prescribing power to dissolve the dermal filler if necessary. Your question about people going blind is exactly the thing that makes us extremely nervous and would stop us sleeping at night. And I think it's the most disastrous consequence for the patient, but also for the doctor as well. So what me and my colleagues at this clinic have done is we've invested a lot of time and money in advanced courses with cadavers, which are basically bodies that have been donated to medical science, to find out the best protocol for managing that particular complication if it was to occur. So we would start treatment off here in that unfortunate circumstance and take you to the hospital. I have to say that particular complication has never happened to me or my patients.
Of course,
It's never happened to any doctor colleagues of mine. And you know, I can say it's, although we worry the most about, the risk of it is extremely low. However, that doesn't mean that we ignore it, and that's why, you know, when we discuss the treatments with you, it is a part and parcel of the consent process. The other advantage you have at this particular clinic is all of the doctors here, that's myself, Dr. Sarah, and Dr. Ewan, we've all had extensive training in facial surgery. So we've spent a good amount of our lives in undergraduate training in dental surgery and in medicine and surgery, and spent most of our NHS careers working in maxillofacial surgery. So that's the unique thing about this clinic, and where we've often been working with the vessels or the arterial supply of the face in our hospital careers. So that's the difference you get at this clinic, and I think that offers our patients a wider margin of safety.
Okay, cool. So I think we're just gonna crack on. I'm excited. Yay.
So obviously we've got James's amazing face here. We've got your main concerns were the darkness underneath the eyes, the irregularity of the nasal contour, some early lines and wrinkles appearing in your upper face there, and perhaps a little bit of strength in your jawline. And one of the things that we did with this particular device was measure your golden proportions, and we sort of discovered that perhaps your chin might benefit from a little bit of widening. And the other thing you mentioned to me was to soften the collection of fat underneath the chin there. So I think these are all treatments that we'll target today, and then at a later date we might also target the slight hollowness of the cheeks there. But today I'm going to do something called, it's our signature treatment called Eye Light, which is going to, it's basically an intense vitamin infusion which will help to flush out the circulation and some of the iron pigments that have built up underneath the skin there. So hopefully that will lighten the eye area and improve things so that when we finally put a proper teardrop filler in there, it will look even better.
So on this first visit, I had facial dermal filler volumisation. And this includes areas on the jawline and the chin augmentation, cheek augmentation, medical rhinoplasty, which was my nose, nasolabial fold, minimisation, I think I said that right, and finally temple hollow restoration, which felt horrible. It wasn't painful, but I just felt someone was like pushing really hard on my temples. It was the weirdest feeling I've ever felt. We also did eye light vitamin brightening injections to help make under my eyes appear less dark. And we had a micro dose of preventative Botox in my forehead in this middle bit here as well where I get a crease. We also did fat dissolving injections for under the chin area. But overall, the experience was really quite pain-free. Of course, I got needles going through my face, so there's a little bit of discomfort here and there, but the whole thing was really relaxing. I was so exhausted that day having to go into London and back again and have all that done that I kind of forgot to round up, but I round up the next day.
Good morning, everyone. So it is the next day. Yesterday, it really took it out of me. It really exhausted me, and all I did was lay there having injections. But no, let me just talk a really brief bit about the experience. So I met Dr. Kishan. I want to meet him off camera because it's been a long time coming. We've been talking for a while, and I want to have my consultation off camera as well because we weren't really 100% sure what we were going to do. We knew I wanted to do my nose because it's something I've always wanted done, have had done, but wanted done again. And we took a few pictures on my face, which you saw one of them, but we took one from every angle with different facial expressions to see where I've got fine lines, where they will potentially be going. Growing? Do they appearing? And they just kind of went through everything. I just kind of said to him, like, I completely trust you, do what you think will benefit me in any way. And I did really trust him after talking to him, knowing his doctor background, his experience, his surgical background as well. There's something really reassuring about it. Possible, rare but possible complications. There's just something nice knowing that you've got a professional there to fix something if something did go wrong, in the very unlikely occasion that something did go wrong, because with them, I'm guessing it's never gonna happen because they're highly experienced. So it was so relaxing. First of all, I felt like I was in a hospital, which I really liked because it was clean, it felt professional, because it was professional and they knew exactly what they were doing. I was there for pretty much a, not surgical, but you know, doctors should really be the only people doing this. And then he put on some relaxing music, I was controlling my breathing, it was all very chilled and relaxed, and I felt absolutely fine. Yes, some of the injections were a little bit uncomfortable. The anesthetic really helped, and I didn't feel dizzy, I didn't feel faint, anything like that after them. I was there for a long time, a long time, but everything was done very steadily and calmly and just so nicely, and I felt so chilled. Once I left, I felt like I had a spa day. Like, I was so relaxed, like my feet felt like they were walking on clouds because I've been laying down for so long. And then I got on the tube and everything just went stressful again. But it was a really nice experience. So let's go through what we ended up doing. I'm not sure if you can really see much, but it was all kind of really subtle bits, which is what I like little tweaks here and there. We ended up doing some, I'm gonna double check with Dr. Kishan in case I get this wrong, but we ended up doing some Botox in this area here, just preventative to stop these deep lines getting any deeper. A bit of Botox as well in the middle here, just to stop this like little frown line I get going any deeper. I can barely frown at the moment. And then, did we do a little bit here? No, I don't think we did. I think we were going to do some here, but I don't have those lines around my eyes yet. I had I can't remember now. I had like a brightening injection under my eyes, which hopefully in a few days I'll start to see results from, but definitely the corners of my eyes are looking a lot lighter. They were very dark. I had a little bit of filler in here and here. You can see like the little bit of, the redness here, just kind of like puff these bits out like a tiny bit, then a little bit of my chin as well to like bring my chin out. I had my chin squared out to like be in line with my eyes, the corners of my mouth and the chin, to make, you know, that kind of symmetry, and the same, a little bit of filler in my jawline here and here. And of course I had my nose done. Now the thing that really surprised me with the nose, I look so battered up. This is of course all swollen at the moment, so this will go down a little bit. I had like a little tip put on, but I had an injection filler up here, like in that middle bit there, that stung the tiniest bit. I think what that did was like push it up. He did explain all this to me, by the way. I was just like in such like a relaxed place there. I kind of like phased out a little bit. So yeah, so that kind of pushed it out a little bit. And then I had fat dissolving in my chin. So what that does first of all is it swells up, and then I just need to keep massaging that down. And what that's gonna do is melt that stubborn fat that I just can't get rid of in my chin. I've been going to the gym now for maybe 2 months, and I always lose weight from like the sides of my jawline, my body, but this little pocket here never seems to go. So as you can see, it's really swollen. It's like hard, but it's also really jiggly at the same time. And I have had this done before. It'll be interesting to see how this goes down. I then also had a peel, which my skin looks fine now. Apparently maybe by Sunday it's gonna be a little bit crusty. But yeah, I do just feel a little bit numb, obviously. I've had like a load of needles in my face. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. It's a little bit difficult to move my mouth.
I forgot to mention that we did a peel, like a chemical peel, which stung a little bit. for a second, but then not really after. I think my face could kind of put up with it because the amount of acids I already use on my skin, but this was kind of next level. It was really good. Like, I wasn't really sure I was going to get much from it, but it removed 2 dark spots that I had on my face, one by my lip and one by my nose. And Dr. Kishan did say I could possibly get some peeling. Also, I was given some skincare to look after my skin after the peel. That was a cleanser, a balm and a sunscreen, which is of course so important to use once you've had that peel. So I used that basically until I ran out of it. I think it was like a couple of weeks before I then started using my own skincare again. So I thought I'd film a really quick update. Sorry, my bed's a mess, I'm getting ready, and my bed's always a mess when I'm getting ready, but as you can see, my skin's looking a lot better. I'm starting to peel a little bit here. Not starting to peel, I have been peeling, sorry, for the last 2 days. It's Saturday today. I've been peeling a lot here, a lot up here, around here as well, and over here. But other than that, like, it's looking pretty good. My face feels absolutely fine, not tender at all. My nose is still a little bit tender in the middle here. So it has been kind of difficult to wash my face. I've been using the products that were given to me. They're coming to an end now because I believe they're only meant to last just about 5 days and have been breaking out a little bit, but I'm guessing that's maybe where like the needles went in. I don't know, or maybe just because I'm using new product. But yeah, my chin's going down a little bit too. It's still kind of there, but I'm really starting to see my jaw shape a little bit more. Hello, okay, so what day is it today? It is now Wednesday. I've not really been updating because not a lot has happened, to be honest with you, other than my hair being a mess every single day. So my chin's really going down. I was told to massage it, so I've been using my little massage tool that I got from, I think the skincare library sent it to me. Whatever, I'll link it down below. But it's just to massage like out all that, the fat dissolving, and I feel like that's really, really helped. Any kind of soreness, not soreness, like tenderness has completely gone. Yeah, all swelling seems to have completely gone down. I'm really liking this jawline. It's so subtle, but I think really, really has changed like the shape of my face. I'm still using the products that was given to me. I have introduced a serum that's just hyaluronic acid, no, niacinamide. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Dr. Kishan did diagnose me with very mild rosacea on my cheeks, which I've been noticing a lot maybe like the last month or so. It's become really obvious. So hopefully I'm going to be playing around with a little bit of makeup. With my brother, I might get him to help me, but it doesn't bother me too much, to be honest. Yeah, I'm looking forward to carrying on as normal and going in for my checkup. I'm going to keep massaging my chin. It's still got a little bit to go down. I can still see it's a little bit boop, 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 boop. But other than that, I'm really happy with it. I'm looking forward to maybe getting some potential filler under my eye. But no, I'm happy with how subtle the changes are, but what a difference the changes do make. So quite a few weeks went by and I had another appointment about 4 weeks later with Dr. Kishan. I had to throw my hands up here. The fat dissolving probably would have been good, but I wasn't good, if that makes sense. Within those 4 weeks, I put on quite a bit of weight. I was moving house. I was so stressed out with the move as well. Everything that could go wrong with the move went wrong. Our car broke down. We had to get a new car. We were getting a puppy as well, so we were trying to prepare for that. And all while this was going on, I was trying to work as well. So every night, I think I was ordering food, I was eating crap, and I definitely piled on the weight. So I don't think what you see here is a fair representation of what the fat dissolving could actually do. Had I been sensible, like I was told to be, I think there would have been a big difference in my jawline.
Hello, so I am back in Dr. Kishan's office, surgery, room. I'm not quite sure how to explain it. So it's been about 4 weeks. It's been probably, the last week has been the most stressful of my life. I've been really stressed out, so I've not been documenting much because I've been non-stop busy. But to be honest with you, there wasn't a lot to document. Once my skin had kind of stopped peeling, which wasn't a lot to be honest with you, there was the odd dry patch. My skin did look really good. I must say I had a dark spot here and one, where is it? Oh. I had something going on here that is now gone. So even though that peel was very mild and gentle, I feel like I did get a lot of benefits from it. I was saying I did break out, I think, a little bit from the products I was given, but I think that's more about recovery of your skin. The balm really, really helped with the peeling, and the sunscreen was vital to use after my peel, especially as I knew my skin was going to be a lot more sensitive to UV rays. So I've obviously filmed quite a few more videos for my channel since having this done. So it was a month later, so I've had a whole month with my new nose, a bit of filler here, and I think in there as well, and no one's really said anything. The first video, let me take a seat here. The first video I posted, people were like, you look really well. Like, some people had asked if I lost weight, which at the time I think was kind of true, but I think I put on a couple pounds since. Stress eating is not the one. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we're doing today. I think we may be doing under my eyes, because these dark circles just aren't going no matter how much sleep I get. Yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen today.
So we did 2 treatments for you today. We did Injectable Moisturiser, which is called Profila. We did that second. So first of all, just to see what would happen with your eye contour, we used a eye booster treatment. So we call it Eye Bright at TLC. And it's done with a cannula, so it's done with a much more safe technique than with a hypodermic needle, and it's somewhere between a moisturiser and a dermal filler, so it's incredibly soft. It lifts out the hollows from underneath your eyes, and even as it breaks down and even as you lose a result, it's sort of moisturising the skin and thickening it from the inside out, and that one is the one that's lifted out the hollows of the under eye area. Secondly, we did the Injectable Moisturiser, which is done at 5 points each side of the face. It's injected in small doses at the point where your chewing muscles cross over. Where they cross, they spread the product out over the next 24 hours, and then you get a hydrating effect which lasts for up to 3 to 4 months. And if you're a bit older, we recommend a second treatment a month later, but for yourself that should be fine. It has a very deep hydration effect on the skin, so it's like a serum that you can't wash off. So that's why I thought it would be ideal for you.
The day after, my skin looked absolutely fine. My skin looked pretty much flawless other than... My skin looked pretty good other than the little injectable holes that you can still see.
Hello, so I'm in the new house now. Yesterday I had all that work done and then had a really busy day. Not all that work, I had 2 things done. And then I had a really busy day when I got back, so I just didn't even think about picking up the camera. I've got so much unpacking to do still, but I just want to update you today on how my face looks. Yesterday I had quite a few random bumps on my face. Not random at all, because I knew they were going to be there, but that's basically where the injectable moisturiser was. Why do I look so pale? What's wrong there? But Dr. Kishan told me they would be gone by the morning, and they are. He did warn me I would have some bruising in certain places. That's just a spot. But I do have some bruising cream as well, which I'm going to apply before I go to bed tonight. My eyes, I think, look better. Like, we'll see when I upload a video. I think this like a little bit bruised also. Which he did say he thinks I was going to be bruised there as well. So we'll see. I'm going to check back in tomorrow and see how it's going. But yeah, I love my nose. It's the most subtle difference, like the most subtle difference. But I would pay to have a proper nose job to get my nose like this. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.
So the next day it was absolutely fine. The next morning I woke up. So 2 days later I woke up, however, and I was bruised, very, very bruised. It wasn't a surprise. Dr. Kishan made it very clear that I was going to have some bruising.
Hello, so it's 2 days after my second appointment with Dr. Kishan. I got a spot here that I think has come from just one of the like injection holes, and I'm very, very bruised around my eyes. Actually looks really bad on camera. It's not, when I'm looking in the mirror, it doesn't look that bad, but yes, it does look pretty bad here. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. Like, that's the thing, I can't feel anything. It's nothing that, like, a little bit of concealer won't cover. I don't even know if I have the right concealer for it. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't hurt. I think my under eyes do look good. I did film yesterday and I did look less tired on camera, like less dark circly. So yeah, hopefully this will go down pretty quick. I mean, yesterday it was just like deep blue bruises and now it's yellow. So I do feel like it's healing quickly. I'm gonna apply my bruise cream and hopefully that will help a bit. So yeah, but literally like no pain whatsoever. You know when you push a bruise and it usually hurts, there's no tenderness or anything there, so yeah, just visual.
So only 2 days later, I was filming a video with my brother and the bruising had completely gone. You couldn't really see it. I did actually film another video with the bruising the day before. No one mentioned anything about it on the video. I don't think anyone noticed. But yeah, I could really start to see the difference in my under eye.
Is that too bleached out? No, that's fine. It's quite bright, I'm like... So I'm filming this makeup video, which will be up now. So obviously I got a bit of bruising, which you can kind of see very slightly, and I'm a little bit lumpy still from the injectable serum.
It's a lot less lumpy than it was yesterday. I can't tell if my under eyes look any different, but I think they do.
From having not seen you for a while, they look smoother.
Do they?
To say what, like a week ago?
Yeah.
When did I see? About a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they do look smoother.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I look less tired. But yeah, that's it. I can see my jawline a bit better now.
Oh, I forgot.
Did I tell you I had that done?
Yeah,
Did you feel them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could definitely see it on my cheek. I'm really happy with how subtle it is though, but yeah. So this is definitely something I want done again. There's a few things I'll have done again. My nose. I really like my jawline. I think if I can stick to a healthy diet, I can see the benefits from that so much more. And it was the subtle tweaks and the subtle differences that's all I would ever do to my face that I really, really liked about this process. Especially my nose. Adding that tip and that bridge in there just really like made me feel so much better about my face in general. And whilst none of this was really obvious, the kind of comments I got in person and online after were things like, you look good, like you look really, really well, what have you done, or what are you using? This whole process just made me look like a slightly healthier, brighter version of myself, which I really, really loved. I want to go back and have another peel, especially as I got this dark spot now. The Botox was a weird one for me. At first, I wasn't sure I liked it because I kind of felt like I lacked expression in my eyebrows. But looking back on my videos, nothing had really changed. My eyebrows were still moving like they were before. It did make me look a little bit more evil. Like, as you can see, they kind of like don't raise up top anymore, which I don't hate, I have to admit it. But Botox, I think, is definitely something I'll keep having done. I've never understood the stigma behind the idea that having fillers or Botox is a wrong thing to do. A lot of people are like, oh, just love the body that you've been given. Of course you should, of course you should. And that's why I've waited 30 years to get anything done. I think the stigma comes from people seeing bad Botox and bad fillers, or people who would administer too much filler to people. You know, people with crazy sized lips and huge cheekbones. And that's where the stigma comes from, that it looks fake and it doesn't look natural. And I think if you see someone, like, no one knew I had it done. No one knew. One person clocked me and they messaged me and we had a big chat about it. But no one knew I had it done because it looked natural. And really, I felt good. I felt really, really good. And I still feel good. When I look at my nose, I'm so happy with my nose. And a little thing like that, if it can make you feel so much more comfortable about yourself, just go for it. Just do it. There's nothing wrong with it. What I would say is it's so important to do your research, find the right person, find actual doctors like this who should really be the only people administering this kind of stuff, in my opinion. Like Dr. Kishan made clear, if anything goes wrong, they're able to start treating you there and then to start reversing any damage. But I hope you found that interesting, just something a little bit different. That, yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about this, but I had to wait for everything to settle on my face before I can say like how I feel about everything. But I love the experience. Thank you so much to the lovely clinic for looking after me. I felt so safe in there and so looked after. But yeah, it kind of helped me put my own personal stigma aside about this. The reason they do this is to spread the message of safety, what and who you should be looking for when it comes to getting injections and fillers, Botox and fillers, and a general understanding of the pros, the cons, the possible complications. And I just found that really, really nice. I just thought I'd throw that in there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Something a bit different. Let me know if you've ever had any Botox or fillers. Let me know in the comments down below. But that is it from me now, guys. I will see you next time.